Sakina, we'll go back to her in this hour, but let's quickly bring you up to speed with the news. It's not yet clear if former President Jacob Zuma and his co-accused French arms company Thales will appeal last week's High Court ruling that dismissed their application for a permanent stay of prosecution. Handing down the ruling on Friday, Judge Jerome Mnguni said the court found the seriousness of charges against Zuma outweighed any prejudice which he claimed he would suffer if the trial went ahead. The trial is set down for today at the KwaZulu-Natal High Court in Pietermaritzburg. The fraud, corruption, racketeering and money laundering charges date back to the multi-billion rand arms deal in the 1990s. So for more on what's expected in the courtroom today, let's cross back to Ayanda Mhlongo in Pietermaritzburg. Ayanda, good morning to you. Give us an idea. I know you've been updating us throughout the morning, but just what's happening now and also what we can expect today.
A very good morning to you once again, Leanne. Good morning to our viewers at home. Well, Leanne, we spoke to you earlier on, and this morning we're out here in the street outside the Pietermaritzburg High Court. It was still pretty quiet now, but you can see now there's a lot more activity that is taking place here outside. As I said earlier, more police are now here in the area just across from where we are, which is the Freedom Square. That is where the supporters of the former president are going to be gathering. We understand that buses should be on their way here. You can see there's the truck, and that will be the mobile stage. And after proceedings, as has been in previous appearances, the former president then goes across the court to then address his supporters on what happened in court. But just to bring in my guest now, Pastor Vusi Dube, one of the religious leaders that has continuously been supporting the former president, but also Pastor Dube has also been in the committee that has been organizing the support for the former president. Pastor Dube, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Let's just speak. Usually by now there is a lot more people. We understand that buses are on their way. Just tell us in terms of the support that one can expect outside the court here this morning.
Well, thank you very much again. There is another, we are always excited to come here on this particular day to give support to the former president, Jacob Zuma. But I must say that one of the reasons why the activity is not as much is because we did not have a night vigil that we normally have. You know, one of the reasons, obviously, people are working, and it's not easy to mobilize and facilitate it because it's not holidays. Schools are open and everybody is busy. But we are beginning the process of putting things together, and we are very hopeful that by the time we finish in court inside here, the former president will then come over at the Freedom Square or Freedom Park to address those people who are always interested to come. Understanding that the court is small, it doesn't allow a lot of people. That is why the former president will finish in court and then come to address the people outside.
Pastor Dube, of course, the decision last week, many of the leaders, you were here coming out quite disappointed that the former president's application for permanent stay had been dismissed by the court. A lot of people rather unhappy about that. So one might see that the mood amongst the supporters might be different this time. Before, there was high expectation that the court would have ruled in his favor or granted him rather the permanent stay of prosecution application. But of course that is not the case.
No, you are very right. You know, last time we came here, we're looking forward to good results because of the argument that we have had before, and we are still standing on that. You know, you cannot understand how a person can be at this stage for 14 to 15 years. It was in 2005 when I was amongst the people who were standing here on the same spot, concerning this case. And the ANC at that time took a resolution that we're going to support Umsholozi. Even the PEC of KwaZulu-Natal of late took a resolution that we must support Umsholozi. So it's very disappointing, obviously, the result that we had last time. And, sometimes it makes your heart go down when you think about justice, and a man who's supposed to have been, to be freed 15 years ago.
All right, Pastor, thank you so much for chatting to us, and I know you're going to be with us, of course, throughout the day. Pastor Vusi Dube, they're just telling us about the crowds that are expected outside the Pietermaritzburg High Court this morning in support of the former president. Leanne, it's back to you.
Thanks very much, Ayanda. The